Hi, and welcome back to Sim Civilization. Now, if this is your first time, welcome. Here, we play Sims, but with a twist. We are in the cave era, building our way to the modern world. We have just discovered agriculture, marriage, and plumbing to some extent. So if you'd like to see how that is panning out in our little civilization, please join us for some gameplay. It's pretty zany around here. Suzu! Oh, welcome back. So I have been gone for a month. For those of you who've been wondering where I've been, I have been sick a lot. I have wonderful friends and lovely, lovely coworkers who I love talking to, and they've been sick, and they've made me sick, and so I've been gone. But I am feeling better. I'm back. We are back to our normal fortnightly upload schedule. Thank you so much for those of you who have been so patient with me. I so appreciate your comments, and I appreciate the likes, and I appreciate everything, and you following this journey. That has been so special to me, and I don't want you to think I've abandoned you guys. I have been ill. So we're jumping right into it. I am doing something that I haven't done in a long time. Usually I watch these through and rehearse them a little bit more, but I've just been sick and all over the place, so I'm just kind of blind reacting to an old edit. So this is gonna be a little bit fun for all of us. So it looks like we are farming here. So it looks like the tribe is back into farming. That's been the main thing. Like I've talked about this before, but once they start farming, you really can't stop them. That becomes their whole life. But if it looks like Labubu is out there just weeding some plants, it looks like it's hailing. Is it hailing or raining? Either way, it's going to be good for the crops, which means we don't have to water them as much. That's obviously the biggest issue. Like the plants obviously being weeded is important. They will die if you don't weed them, but they'll die faster if you don't water them. Now, here is something I'm really interested about, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, YouTube. I want to figure out burial rites and cemetery needs of our dead because Renee, their beloved mother, and Pebble's beloved wife has died. And as you can see, I've sectioned off an area of their property to kind of make maybe a homemade cemetery, but I'd like to learn more about rites. Now, for those of you, if you were here last video, this is Stronarm. This is her cousin Ivor's husband, or ex-husband, should I say. She convinced him to divorce his wife and leave his child Grace, which is a little bit bad. But now she is putting the riz on him. She is obviously flirting. She is trying to seduce him, I'd say. He is a single man now. She's become mortal enemies with her cousin, as if there wasn't enough blood feuds going on over men and women and cheating and polyamory. She's just gone in and thrown a whole spanner in the works. But he seems to really like her, and they do have really good chemistry. They definitely have the attracted mood lit when they're around each other. And it looks like they're going for a kiss. Damn. Oh my God, is a baby coming? Screw this romantic interaction. We're about to have a baby. So this is the first baby in the Goth family legacy for Generation 4. I can't believe we're on Gen 4. Is it Gen 3? These are Gen 3, so it's Gen 4. Wow, I haven't played in so long. I've lost time of everything. Oh my gosh, Cleo is giving birth. This is so exciting. This baby's gonna be born into such a different world. Like think about it, the Gen 3 got born into the Ice Age. Like they grew up in the Ice Age. These children grew up in agriculture. Like it's so exciting, but she's laboring away, I say. This is exciting. This is actually great. I missed this. I actually missed this chat. I missed this. Oh my God, we had a little boy. Hooray. Okay, so what should we name him? I'm gonna name him Talus. I kind of want to give them sort of primitive names, but also something that sounds possibly like it could have existed. I've kind of been making up names. I've been going on the internet, making a mistake, looking up like caveman names, but I've been kind of making my own version of them. So this is baby Talus. I have made him evil. I was kind of thinking about this. There are so many good Sims in our world, like really good Sims. I tend to make them nice people, good farmers, family-oriented. We need more evil for plot. But speaking of evil, she is now getting engaged to her cousin's husband, and he is excited. He's saying yes. He is accepting the proposal. Oh my gosh, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm excited for them though. I think they'll make a lovely couple. And what else is going on here? Okay, she's gonna actually just jump in and get married. See, I have been wanting to do more weddings, but I kind of feel because it's his second wedding and half the family hates him now. You know, his ex-wife hates him, her whole side of the family kind of hates him. There's already a blood feud going on between the Goths, the Calientes, how many are there? Calientes, Lotharios, and the Caps. So I thought another wedding where they just fight all day? No, thank you. No, thank you indeed. But he's going to move in and abandon his wife and his child which is pretty neglectful all in all. But now he has moved into the goth household. He is now goth. But now over here, if you remember, this is Tetra. This is Tetramont. She is kind of our new sim. She's kind of been living alone. She's been really interesting goat though. She likes him, and I think she's gonna try to propose going steady. She's been rizzing him. He is very into her, which is pretty cool. I think they make a really good couple. He also is kind of itching to get off the family lot. There's just a lot of drama back on his home lot. So this could be really good. And she's proposing. We have a very feminist game. We do a lot of women proposing. It's not a lot of gender roles around this marriage thing, which I kind of like. So he is excited. He is super excited to get married. He also, again, he's excited to move out of his family lot with his brother, all his brother's kids, and his brother's wife, and his brother's ex-wife, and his brother's ex-mistress. It's just constant arguing and yelling and fighting and children. I think he's ready to move on with his life. So I definitely would like him to have a wedding though. And I think that would be really cool. I still haven't figured out marriage rights. No, something's going on. Oh dear. Oh, not a burglar. I hate burglars. How do we have burglars? I guess that's historically accurate. It's probably the oldest career in the world. Burglary and prostitution, but definitely burglary. Oh. And they took our tent. They couldn't have taken something useless like a chair. They had to take where we sleep. Oh my gosh, and something's going on now. She getting abducted by aliens. I think she's getting abducted by aliens. Oh my gosh, she is getting abducted by aliens. Could you imagine how terrifying that would be to be a cave sim? You've never seen technology. You've never seen electricity. You've never seen a car. This is your first experience with like technology, and you're getting abducted by aliens. That has got to be a shaping moment, a core memory. I will say, I think I would love for one of the men to get abducted and have some alien hybrid babies. I think that would be kind of fun. All right, she's been returned and she's traumatized. She just found out she's not alone in the galaxy and electricity existed, all in one day. That was shocking. And she has no tent to sleep it off in. All right, so the next day, I bought her a tent. I did buy her a tent. I wasn't cruel. I said, you've had a traumatic evening. You need some rest. You need your beauty rest. You're also getting married. So she has got a marriage arch, and I think she is going to start throwing a party. Hopefully no one argues at this party. That would be pretty rude. So she'll invite the Cap household and a few of the Goths, and I think that's everyone she knows. So it'll be a pretty small wedding. I think we'll just do casual attire because there's no real formal. I haven't invented formal attire. I think formal attire will be something that will be invented specifically for marriages. Speaking of marriages, I spoke about this last week, but we just haven't. This is all old footage I've edited, so I haven't had a chance to make any new changes to the game. But I really want to eventually add marriage traditions. I want to add celebratory dances, maybe fire pits, maybe ritualistic clothing that's tied to marriage, so people wear this specific clothing at weddings, specific food. Obviously, they can't have wedding cakes or anything like that. There's no grain domesticated. But right now, I'm trying to at least give it a vibe. I'm trying to be like, okay, there's gonna be a wedding. There'll at least be a big fire pit going on and a marriage altar, and apparently some gold. And she's doing some collectibles before the wedding, which is reasonable. I mean, there's no e-commerce or money or smelting, but it does seem like there's some cool collectibles, and that's what I miss. I do like collectibles. I'm like a vulture. I'll be in the middle of the most important moment of their life, and I'll be like, oh my God, a shiny rock. We've got to get over there right now. I'm a crow. I'm an actual crow. All right. The people here in Labubu showed up. A few other people showed up as well. Looks like people were excited. Looks like the tribe was excited to see him get married. So they are running over to the altar. I shouldn't say running. They're casually strolling over to the altar. All right, this is exciting, and they're gonna exchange their vows. He is about to become a Mont. He is. We're having so many people in this world. Oh, and that is so lovely, and they seem all excited. See, this is so much different than the other weddings where there's like arguing and flirting and flowers and scolding. Like this one has a nice calm energy to it, and I'm excited for them. Now, I am probably going to keep up the very naughty tradition of getting them to woohoo directly at the wedding. I think maybe that could be a core theme of tribal weddings in the Neolithic period, is that during the cave era, they publicly woohoo in front of the relatives to try to consummate a child. I don't know if, just tell me, chat, is that ridiculous? Is that ridiculous? I think I just usually do it to speed up the process because I want a baby so badly. But I do kind of wonder if that is highly, I mean, there's a child there. I can't go back and change this. I played this game ages, like months ago. There's no chance for me to change this. They are going to woohoo at the wedding. Yep. But WeChat can edit this out with some great censorship, which my channel is a big fan of censorship in general. It's the next day. We have no farm. Tetra is hunting and gathering. She has no farm. She has very little food. So I think it's very important that she starts building not only a stockpile of food, but food to plant. I think my important aspect is that I want everyone to start having at least a small farm. I think there'll be people who have more land and have more space. And I think as time goes on, there will be more culture around farming, and there'll be eventually there'll be money, and people with bigger lots will be have bigger farms, make more money off the farms. But for now, they really rely so heavily on eating it that I think even people who are predominantly hunter-gatherers should still have some small localized amount of food just for emergencies, and also just to build up, because I think it's a really useful skill to have. I think that even is her skill, is to be a perfect gardener, her dream. So most of these people's life wishes I can never accomplish because there's no such thing as career paths. Instruments haven't been invented. There's no such thing as painting. There's no such thing as chess. So they're kind of all doomed to be very unfulfilled in life. But she has a chance. She actually has a really good chance. She just needs to grow a perfect garden, and she could actually have a really fulfilling life. And I kind of see this specifically. Like when I can make new Sims, I like to give them the gardener aspect, because I don't like having huge families, because then I have to take care of so many Sims at the same time. And I don't really, we can't really keep the fish because we have to eat them. So having a perfect aquarium doesn't really check out either, because we never get to keep them, we eat them. So I think the best possible outcome for this is to give as many of them the wish of having a perfect farm as possible, because that is something that is really accomplishable in this era, which is exciting. All right, where is she going off to? She is still, what is that face? She was deep in thought, this one. All right, she is getting some eggplants, and we seem to be in a good place. And oh yeah, food orchards. I definitely want some fruit trees, some lemons, especially because they eat so much fish. I always like to, when they're over the fire pit, pair lemons and fish. I think that's very silly, but I think it's very nice. So I'll give them some lemons and fish. And then this should be hopefully enough food to both live off of. Like her and goat can both live off of it, and she can plant area. And you can see here, I've kind of made some stairs, because I kind of do imagine that they can make primitive stairs. Like they don't really have houses, but they kind of can carve into land a little bit. But she now has a tiered garden. She has now a space where she can keep all her plants, all her food in one area. And again, you can see it's not very big because she doesn't really have space. And I don't, to be honest, want to take up the whole lot with garden space. I'd like to leave space for them to, build a house eventually. Like the houses are generations and generations away. And I'm so excited for houses. I love building. I think I'm predominantly, believe it or not, a builder. But I do love playing the Neolithic, so they are so far from having houses. But I kind of future plan, and I don't want to use any of the land up there because I do want to eventually save that for houses. And I'd rather have a nice ancestral garden and keep it in areas where I can this just really makes sense to have a garden. So she is planting away in the cold rain, but it's good. We can now have our localized food. We are right by the river, so we can definitely go get fish and protein easily, and we're pretty close to all the other fertile spots. So even if all our crops failed, we're pretty close to other food. And I think we have a pretty basic selection. Like there's nothing that was really difficult to plant. Like she doesn't have very high gardening skills. So it's a lot of things just like lettuce and eggplants. But you can't get good at farming without doing it. And so that's also why I didn't want to build a huge farm, is eventually if her farming skills really builds up, I'd love to go get some of those higher skilled crops and maybe build out the other parts of the lot where we can have a little bit of that. So just save some space for future farming. But here is where I'm putting my fruit trees. I didn't want to put them up on the top. I wanted to, actually maybe these are my herbs. I think this is my herb garden. Now she's about to rebel and rouse. She is a rebel. Everyone else is a nerd in this world. They're all nerds. I find that very interesting that they tribally have become nerds. But she isn't. She fights the system. There really isn't a system. There is very little system. But she is fighting it. She is demanding democracy. She is demanding freedom of elections. There are no elections. Pebbles is the chief. There is nothing she can do about it. That is just the way it is. But she is demanding an election. She is demanding a democracy. She is demanding fair polls and democratic peace, which is pretty cool of her, actually. I like her as a character. All right, she's got some fresh herbs and some fish, which is pretty good. I have noticed that she is doing a lot of the gardening and Goat is doing a lot of the fishing. And I don't know if I'm going to bring gender roles in yet. I do think, and I'm just kind of spitballing, I will probably, to be honest, have some gender roles as time goes on. I feel like in the Neolithic era it didn't make sense, but I think probably as society builds, it will happen maybe a little bit more naturally, like unintentionally. Goat has been doing all the fishing in this house, and she has been doing all the planting and the farming. So I think it's just will unravel naturally, but I don't know. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, chat. All right, now this is the moment of truth. He is doing robbery. Yes, these gems. If you've been here since the beginning, his grandfather Tarsim, the first Sim, the Adam of all creation, was a massive collector. He would just spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours every day wandering the desert collecting things. And this is his loot. This is an entire lifetime's worth of gems just left out on the ground. And his brother believed that he was to inherit these because he was the eldest and that they were on the lot and that they were his. But Goat got jealous. See, Goat is clever. Goat knows there's something inside these rocks that are valuable, and he's going to figure out what it is. But he doesn't think it's fair. He doesn't think it's fair that his older brother called dibs on the entire family fortune. So he has kind of snuck onto the lot, and he has decided to take all these gems and keep them for himself. Right now, his brother doesn't know what's going on. The wives don't really realize they're important. They don't understand the importance of this. But he cannot take the gold. He is going around, and yeah, his brother hasn't seen us yet. So we are just going around stealing all the, oh good, his brother's wife is distracting him with making him hate her. So this is perfect. We can steal all the gems, the jewels. We're doing pretty good. All right. If he and Goat just needs to hurry up, so he is home. All right, as you can see, our little farm is coming together. It's growing pretty fast. It's only been one day, but I think all the rain caused the plants to grow pretty fast. So we can just focus on harvesting and collecting. But I think the main thing we need to do today is to deal with those gems. Now, I have to be honest. I tossed and turned about this a lot because I don't think it makes sense. But we would have had tools in the Paleolithic era. We would have had tools to crack open rocks. Like one of the things we are most historically famous for is our ability to make things out of rocks. It's the entire era of the Stone Age was making things out of rocks. And the only way to break open these bloody rocks was with this tool. So I kind of view it cheating-wise that this is their cave era technology. They have no other technology, but they have figured out somehow. Goat, our genius sim, has figured out some way to crack open the rocks, and now he can put all the gems in this machine that he has invented, and he can begin to harvest them, and he can now start cracking them open. Now, he's not going to use them for potions or anything. I kind of just view them as a decorative feature, but he has figured out that somewhere in these rocks are actual beautiful gems, and he is now, oh, it's beautiful. He has now harvested them. And I figured his brother would probably want to steal them back once he realized how valuable they are. So I have made, because we don't have houses, but we do kind of have fencing, I have made this cute little fenced enclosure so I can keep all my gems in there. So I've put all my gems, not all of them, still like so many gems to go. There's probably like 50 to 100 gems. But I've started putting all the gems in there. I will organize them better at some point. But right now I've just made a stone room with a locked fence so I can put all my gems in the room. No, that's what's going on with her. I think Goat is coming down here to see Tetra. He is, so I don't think they're pregnant. They tried to do the ceremonial fertility ceremony woohoo at their wedding, but she has shown no signs of being pregnant, no nausea, no illness, nothing like that. So I don't think she is actually pregnant in any way. So I think he's gonna try to maybe seduce her again into another woohoo. I think that's what's going on here, if I can remember correctly. Yes, I think they're gonna go to the tent and they are gonna woohoo and try again for a baby, because I am really excited for them to have babies. I think they are very pretty people, and I think they'd make very pretty children, and they also all need to have babies. So all moving into the tent, and he can hopefully get her pregnant this time. Maybe the ceremonial wedding woohoo is a curse, because both times I've done it, I don't think I've gotten pregnant. So maybe it's God, actual God, scorning me, because I don't view myself as God in this world. I view myself as like some sort of tomfoolery demigod thing that kind of controls their life, but mostly lets them go free. I think EA, I think if there's a God in this world, it's probably EA. It's probably Maxim and EA. But I think we are pregnant. We did a nice little woohoo. Yep, I think second time's the charm. We are gonna have a baby. That is the main thing. All right, he's in his loincloth, and he is back to breaking up the gems, which is very good. Like I said, you can see we had a lot in that little section of space, but there are so many to go. So this is, I honestly edited down so much of this just because there were so many gems. But I definitely think as time goes on and I can start decorating places with them, I think it's gonna look cool. I just don't want to leave them on the ground because I'm so scared his brother's gonna come back and steal them because he's gonna realize that they're valuable. That not only were they the family heirlooms, but they're valuable because once he sees that you can break open the gems, he's probably gonna want them back. So I just have to continue my work. And again, it's not a whole else lot for him to do. That the farm's going well. He's stockpiled fish. Now, okay, this is another tragedy. If you remember from last week, we had a broken cam footage because some of the footage is corrupted, and this is the most important part of the game. So I'm going to explain it to you. He is currently away from the lot at one of his relatives' houses, and his brother confronts him. He says, "You stole the jewels. I came to your lot. I saw them. They're there, and they're beautiful, and you've stolen them." He is like, "You have stolen them. I want them back." And Goat is like, "No, I'm not giving you the gems. Like, they're mine. You can go away." So he's now absolutely furious at his brother. So he's like, "If you do not give me the gems, I will declare you my nemesis, and I will excommunicate you from my family." And he said, "Come at me, bro. Come at me." So they had a huge fight in front of the whole family. Giant fist fight, screaming, punching, kicking. Goat won. Goat won and said, "I will never return those jewels to you. They are my jewels," which pretty much solidified that he was going to keep them. But it did mean that his brother has now declared him his nemesis. And now his brother has said, "I will never want anything to do with you." Back to the lot. It looks like Luna, who's now the favored wife, is picking up the farming again. She has realized that we need some more farming, and she is trying to plant as many crops as possible. Again, they don't have many farming skills here either, so they have to plant very basic crops. But I think as long as we can build up some basic crops and then slowly build up more crops and more crops and more crops and more crops, I think that'll be good. And you have to remember there's still lots of fish, and those fertile fields with all the plants growing still exist, so we don't have to worry too much about running out of food. I also made sure there's no winter. There is autumn, so the plants do go dormant, but there's no winter. I didn't think winter made sense for this time period or this part of the world. I may incorporate winter later. All right, so this is kind of fun. Ivor is Opal's daughter. She was Bam Bam's wife before woohooing his son after his death, having Veet the baby. But her daughter is like, "Listen, my brother, your stepson husband hates you, and he is absolutely horrid to you. You really shouldn't be with this man. You should come back to my lot and we can talk about this." And she invites her mom back to her lot. She's like, "We're neighbors. I see you all the time. Why are you living in that horrible house? The women there are cruel to you. Everyone's cruel to you. I love you." So she's going to her mom and she's going to be like, "Listen, let's have a really honest conversation and a nice pillow fight. And let's talk about you moving in." Because I think what Ivor really wants is for her mom to move in with her, because she's like, you don't need to live with them. They're cruel to you. You're constantly fighting. I hear you every day. I'm over here right next to your lot in my tent with my little plants and my daughter, and I have no husband, so it's just me anyway. So come on, just come over here. We can pillow fight. We can fish together. You can help me farm. I can take care of you in your old age. No one's taking care of you over there. So I'm your daughter. Come in. So she's trying to build her mom up into a positive state so she can pitch the idea to her, "Move in with me. I don't want you living over there anymore." All right, I think they're both in a pretty happy place. She's come over, she's like, "Mom, you see how much fun we have together? I think you should live with me. I think you should absolutely live with me. Come on, you don't want to live with Drogar. Drogar is awful. We all don't like Drogar. Drogar is a menace. Get out of Drogar's house. Come to me. Like, I don't care that he's my half-brother. And then bring your son. Bring my half-brother, Grace's step-cousin. This family tree is getting really messy because Veet is Ivor's brother, but also technically her nephew, which makes Veet and Grace technically cousins, but it also makes Veet and Grace maybe her second nephew or niece. It's a very messy tree. There's a lot of woohooing going on with a lot of different people, but it's okay now because they are all. It's not okay now. I think this just keeps going on. All right, Grace is doing really well with fishing, and so is Veet. So I think he can come over. He should come over and start being friends with we'll just call her his cousin. he should become friends with his cousin. I think that would be really fun for him. I think it'd also be good because now that they all live together, it'll be fun because he hasn't had a kid in the house who's his age. So now he has someone who he can hang out with. Now, we have to cut here. So Strong Arm and Tora are having a massive fight. You have to remember, Strong Arm, while he was kicked out of Ivor's family and kind of hated, is massive friends with Drogar. Drogar and him are best bros for life, despite the fact that he betrayed Drogar's half-sister, who he doesn't even like that much. So Drogar's like, I hate Tora. Tora's ruined my life. So now he's fighting him on Tora's behalf. But in the middle of this fight, he is having his birthday. He is becoming a middle-aged man. He is no longer, he's left youth behind him. He's twice married. He has a child. He is now becoming middle-aged, which is pretty cool. All right, and he has made it. His outfit has not changed, which is good, which is very good. And everyone is pretty excited, but he is still mad at Tora because, again, you have to remember, Drogar and him hate him. So he's going to declare Tora his nemesis, which is really bad because they live on the same lot together. I think he kind of secretly thinks if he fights Tora enough, then he'll give up and make him or Drogar the chief. He's trying to scare him out of being chief. So he's like, your dad is just died. Oh yeah, the dad just died. We lost that footage. Your father just died. It's time for you to give up being the chief. It's time to give it to me. You don't deserve chieftain. That's what happened. I'm sorry, I haven't played this game so long. Yeah, his dad just died. Footage corrupted. So he is now saying, give me the chief title. And Tora's like, no, screw you. I am the chief. I am the chief. So he just is going to fight him over and over and over again, trying to become chieftain. But it doesn't work. Tora secures chieftain. Tora is the chief, and there's nothing Strong Arm can do about it. And I'm going to leave it there. Pebbles is dead. Goat is the chief. Strong Arm is trying to become chief through betrayal and fighting. Drogar, his stepmother, sister wife, has moved out. And Goat and Tetra are going to have a baby. So it's a lot of exciting things. Thank you for being with me this week. I was a little less organized just because it's been a month since I last made these videos. Thank you so much for all your time. I will be back on my normal upload schedule of uploading every fortnight. Please enjoy your day, and thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. See you soon.